This week is also very critical. You've got the MPC policy coming up, and that is something that the market is going to take note of. But talking about earnings, let's take it across. We've got Mr. Rajnish Kumar joining in on the show right now to talk about how their numbers went by. Mr. Kumar, thank you so much for joining in. Just help us understand what really led to the profits actually falling for you in the quarter gone by.
So it's not falling. We have increased the profit as compared to the last quarter. As would be noticed that from September quarter last year,
right,
bank is consistently in profits. But there has been some variation. In December last year, we did quite well and the profit was nearly 4,000 crore. But in the March quarter, again on the back of higher provisions, the profit came down and we ended the year just 800 crore profit last year. So this year we have begun with 2,300 crore. In the first quarter, it can be said to be a satisfactory performance given the overall circumstances. We have done well on all parameters excepting that fresh slippages are higher. And other than that, I think the bank's performance has been fairly okay.
By profits, I mean they didn't really match up to the street expectations, but, glad to get in that clarification from you, sir. Just going by the NPA stress and the highlights, you also mentioned that the stress continues. Fresh slippages for you have nearly doubled on a sequential basis. What visibility can you give us? And would you say that the stress in the system, and especially for your bank, would continue for some more quarters?
I think so. It will also depend upon the speed at which resolutions happen. We have very clearly, in my presentation to the analysts, given our status of accounts where intercreditor agreement have been signed. So these are all accounts which are 2,000 crore and above from the banking system. And I have also included in my presentation the accounts below 2,000 crore. So overall, the accounts or number of accounts where bank has signed ICA, it is 27,000 crore. Out of which two accounts alone account for 14,000 crore. So if we can resolve these two accounts quickly, which all the lenders are working very hard to resolve, then the slippages on the corporate side will be very much under control. This quarter, the slippages in agriculture and SME were higher. But that happens in the first quarter. And going forward, the slippages in the retail book, which essentially comprise of B segment, agri and SME for the bank, it should start coming down.
I don't know if it's fair to ask, Mr. Kumar, but would you have any visibility on the timeline of resolution of these two accounts that you're talking about?
At best within December quarter. Because the ICA in case of one account was signed on 7 June. So you have to resolve it within 6 December. And for one account, it was 27 June. So by December 27th, this also has to be resolved.
We've been discussing the obvious slowdown in demand and across sectors, of course, and particularly consumption credit, which has taken a hit. What's your outlook on that? And also how risk averse really is the sentiment right now? Because, there's also a view that apart from liquidity, there's also a serious case of risk aversion currently.
I think it is overused word, risk aversion. Definitely, the banks, they have tightened their processes, post-sanction monitoring. Whenever there is any new proposal, the questions around visibility of equity. So these are the normal things and normal questions to ask. Then there are sectors. There are many sectors where there are sector-specific issues. So in such circumstances, definitely when any proposal is coming or being assessed, we have to look at all risk factors. But in last 1 year, I can tell you that State Bank of India on all sectors, whether it is EPC, whether it is gems and jewelry, shipbreaking, NBFC, we have revamped all our policies. And the proposals which are in line with our policies, there is absolutely no problem in sanctioning and disbursing the loans.
Wanted to talk about the resolution with regards to a troubled NBFC, sir. And, even as though news reports are coming in this morning itself that the auditors have actually quit, where a PE player, we understand, is likely to come in. Have you heard anything? Has the PE player at least approached you?
It will be like the lenders are expecting that a resolution plan will be submitted. And when it is submitted, it will be examined in entirety.
Okay. But would you say that the PE player has at least approached you?
I can't discuss all these things.
Sure.
Mr. Kumar, on the private sector side, when do you see growth picking up? When do you see some amount of, project financing picking up on that side?
Well, we did some analysis in last couple of years as far as the infrastructure financing is concerned. It is the government-owned entities who are playing a major role, and the number of projects announced by the private sector, they have come down. This year also, I believe that this may continue. Government entities will be pushing the infrastructure growth, and as happens with infrastructure when the spending goes up, coupled with the fact that there have been many concessions announced for affordable housing sector, I am expecting that construction sector should get back to normal. And on the back of the government spending, the connected industries may get a demand boost. Plus, the festival season, which will start from first week of September, it is my hope that the festival center will revive the demand for consumption credit.
Right. Mr. Kumar, I also wanted to understand how sufficiently capitalized are you, and would you look to raise fresh capital in the near future?
As of now, we are sufficiently capitalized.
Okay.
And our internal accruals this year will be sufficient. I'm expecting some big recoveries also this year. So based on that, after 30th September, depending upon the recoveries in many large accounts, and as well as the earnings, which we will be able to estimate much better from September quarter onwards. So based on that, we will take a decision. There are enabling provisions. 7,000 crore we will raise this year, within this year, as and when the market conditions are right. And about the common equity or the fresh issuance of equity capital, that decision we will be taking only after September.
Mr. Kumar, the clamour is only getting louder and louder, and a lot of pressure, I would say, in the Reserve Bank to cut rates. We heard that from the Finance Minister when she spoke with the Economic Times exclusively as well. Just this week, we've got the Monetary Policy Committee meeting. What are you hoping to hear from them? 25 bips or something even more aggressive than that?
That is the consensus. The consensus is building around 25 basis point, and a higher than that or no cut would probably be a surprise.
Mr. Kumar, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Good to get your perspective on things as they stand currently, and sounding fairly confident that things will pick up post-festive season and are perhaps not as grim as they seem. That's at least the takeaway coming in from the SBI chairman this morning.